Okay, so it's the end of the semester, and typically on the Flower Mound Campus what we like to do is we like to do a little potluck the week before finals, and we didn't get to do it this year obviously because of COVID-19. Usually what I bring is my salsa, so I figured what would be fun is instead of me, obviously I can't bring it to everyone, is that I'll just show you how to make it and so you can hurt yourself at home, alright? So first we've got to kind of go over the ingredients here, and I want to talk about some of these things. First of all, you're going to need, of course, peppers, right? And the thing about peppers is simply this, right? A lot of times people ask me, is like, how do I tell if this pepper's hot or this one's not? There's no hard, fast rules. That's one thing you got to realize. There are no hard, fast rules on whether or not a pepper's going to be hot. But there's a few things you can do to will probably tell you generally, right? First of all, if the plant is stressed, it'll tend to be hotter. So one of the ways you can tell, and I think I found a pretty good one here that demonstrates this. Well, maybe I didn't. Is that they will get stress lines. Almost like, it's kind of like stretch marks, right? They'll get these stress lines in them, and these ones don't have it. So these are probably not extremely hot because they don't have very much in the way of stress lines. But if you find there'll be just little light colored white lines there, then you know that's probably hotter. If it has a little bit of a oranging or a reddening to it, then that's also probably a sign that it was on the vine longer and it'll be hotter. Again, not a hard fast rule, but in general that works for the jalapenos, that works for the serranos. It does not work for habaneros, right? Habaneros, it all depends on how long these things were on the vine. And a lot of times when you buy these in the store, they don't pick them when they're ripe. They pick them early. These things don't get hotter after they've been picked. Okay, so typically you find your jalapenos are not, or excuse me, your habaneros are not extremely hot. They are more sweet, right? Well, some people that's what they want, right? Now for this particular recipe, you see I've got 4 jalapenos. I've got 4 serranos. I got 3 habaneros. Okay. Now other things I'm going to want: some white onion. Okay. Again, this is all about just creating a medley of different flavors, right? So you can play with this however you want. If you want to put mangoes in it, that's fine. That's your call, not mine. You know, if you want to put pineapple on your pizza too, that's your deal, not mine. The thing with the onion, of course, is that it's very easy to overpower the flavor of things with the onion. So I like to use a white onion that's pretty mild. And I'm actually only going to use half, so I'm not going to use this one. I've got this one that we used half of the other day. So I'm going to use that. But if you want to use a red onion, just realize that the red onion is more powerful. Yellow onions are good too. Got garlic. Okay. We got lime and we fresh cilantro. Now tomatoes. If you were going to do this for just yourself, go out and get yourself about 6 Roma tomatoes, and then you'll end up grilling them. I'm going to show you how to grill the peppers here in a bit. You'll grill them too on the grill. But when you grill Roma tomatoes, just remember, you just want to tease it. You just want to put it on there and just very quickly, you don't want to cook it, you just want to very quickly sear it or scorch it, right? You just want to hurt its feelings. Meanwhile, with it, if you're doing this for someone else, or if you're bringing this out, a lot of the problems with using just fresh Roma tomatoes is that your salsa will end up being kind of pink. It won't be that deep red color. And a lot of people, even though it's really, trust me, it tastes a lot better, but a lot of people really are turned off. That color also is part of the experience for them and stuff, and so they won't eat it. So if you're going to show up and be giving this at a party, just use some canned whole peeled tomatoes. I prefer Hunt's actually, but at this time of COVID-19, one of the things that we have trouble finding here is toilet paper and full whole peeled tomatoes. I like to add green chili to mine if I can, but it's out of season, so what do? I'll just grab a can of Rotel Original. It has green chili in it. It gives a little bit of that green chili flavor. Last little bit is the lime that we'll squeeze in it. Now these items, of course, obviously we're not going to grill, but all of this stuff here, we're going to chop up, and well, we're going to grill, and then we're going to chop it up, okay? And so that's the next thing I'm going to show you, is I'm going to show you how to put these things on the grill. Okay, now, ready to put these on the grill. Now the only thing I've cut is the onion. I've actually taken and I've cut it into some quarters so that I'll get a better scorch on it. And of course it comes apart a little bit. Other items, I'm just, the serranos, obviously do not put the serranos on this way. Bad things will happen. Jalapenos. And just put them right here on the grill. Now the garlic you're probably going to want to do on the broiler if you don't have big pieces, because they might fall through the grill on you. I think I can get these right here. Just kind of careful with them. If they do fall through, it just means your cooking experience is going to smell better. There's that. Whoa, no. Yeah, you can get that one easy. So, all right. So all we're looking to do is we're just going to let these get good and cooked and scorched on here, right? So we'll just kind of watch them as they go. And this is going to take a little bit of time, so but you got to watch these like a hawk when you do them, so that you don't accidentally overcook them. And things like the garlic are going to cook faster than the other things. There went one of the garlics. So definitely make sure that you keep a close eye on these. Alright, got everything off the grill. You can see it's just brown, nothing crazy, right? Don't want to scorch it, don't want to burn it. Okay, and we're letting this cool, and so I'll do a couple things real quick while we're cooling. We're going to need to put some lime in there, right? So we'll go ahead and get that sliced here. Just going to slice it into quarters here for now. Okay, and then I'm also going to break off some of the cilantro. Now, one important thing about the cilantro: it's very easy for you to overpower the salsa with the flavor of the cilantro. The way you keep from doing that is that you do not put it into the blender. You do not put it into the Cuisinart. You stir it in afterwards, right? So we'll sit here and just kind of chop this up a bit. Yeah. Obviously, Gordon Ramsay would probably sit there being salty my knife skills, but as long as I maintain my fingers, I'm going to be okay with it. Because obviously I'm not part of the culinary school. Probably some people that really know how to handle a knife watching me doing that going, oh my god. Okay, a little bit more now. And I always get the fresh cilantro because it's really cheap, especially compared to the dried, and it tastes really good. And yeah, I end up throwing some of that away, but it's still collectively cheaper. Okay. Alright, so there we go. Push that aside. Okay, so now I'm going to start setting this up. Take the top off of that, set that aside. I'm going to put in these tomatoes. Like I said, that's going to get the bright red color I want. Like I said, normally, if you want to just do this for yourself, just use some Romas. Alright, put the Rotel in, or better yet, if if you have fresh green chili, do that. It's so much better. Okay? And now we start putting in the other items. The onions can just get dropped straight in. Okay. The garlic, it's in its skin, right? But if we take this here now, and we squeeze it, look, it pops right out. Squeeze that. Okay, put those and get a secondary conversation on how to hem pants in the background. Do that. So it's all good. We're all doing stuff in our quarantines, right? Okay, now for the peppers, obviously you don't want to throw the stems in, but that's the only thing you need to cut off. Don't worry about the tips. Don't get that mixed with the cilantro. Okay. Just keep putting those in. If you're having trouble fitting this in your blender here, remember what they say, don't force it, get a bigger hammer. Works every time. Okay, so there's all that. Put this all on here. And now just, you blend it, right? Just kind of eyeball it. Yep, that's about what you want right there. See, it's just really that quick. Okay, so now that you're at this point, now you're ready to do things like put in the cilantro. Okay. Squeeze in about half this lime. By the way, off camera on all this, I'm washing my hands through every part, just because you need to. All right, looks pretty good. Get a spoon. Just kind of fold that in here at first. And the cilantro will permeate it with its flavor overnight, right? So you're doing this the night before, whatever you're going to, and you have that in the fridge overnight. And that flavor will kind of seep on through. And like I said, it won't be too overpowering. So, all right, there you go. That's it. You put this at that point. Once you have this done, you get yourself a nice little storage bowl to put it in, and you're ready to grab some chips and go to town. So, hope everybody had a great semester, or as good as we can. I mean, we're all doing the best we can, and you know, if you want to make this milder course, you know, you can go through and put fewer peppers in it and things like that. You can deseed it if you want. That's really a surface area thing. There's not really more capsaicin inside the seeds, but you know, that's a different argument. But make this up and add what you want to it and enjoy. Have a great summer break, everyone. We'll see you in the fall.